Hi, I'm Angel with fleecefun.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make this braid scarf. You can make it sew or no sew, the choice is yours. For this project, you will need the following.
You will need, for the no-sew version of this project, 7/8 a yard of jersey knit that's 60 inches wide, or 7/8 a yard of fleece. You will also need a rotary cutter, ruler, and mat, scissors, chair, or stool. For the easy sew version, you'll need 7/8 a yard of cuddle fabric, or 2/2 yards of coordinating fabric, rotary cutter, ruler, and mat, scissors, chair or stool, thread, and sewing machine.
Alright, once you have all those items, it's time to get started. Now I'm going to tell you a secret, something I did with this. Instead of buying tons of yards of fabric to make the t-shirt version of the no-sew scarf, I actually ended up buying some sheets from my local discount store. If you look, you can find those t-shirt sheets made out of jersey knit at your local discount store like I did, and just use that to cut up. You get tons of yardage, you actually save money by doing it that way, and you can make more than one scarf, so it's a good way to make several gifts if you want to, or you can make one for yourself and one for your friend, that sort of thing. So that's a good way to save some cash if you're looking to save some cash.
In order to make the braid, we need a really long length of cloth. To make that, we're going to cut a bunch of strips. Take your fabric and cut 3 10-inch wide lengths of fabric. So you have 3 strips that are 60 inches long by 10 inches wide. If you are using coordinating fabrics, you'll cut one 10-inch by 60-inch from each of them, and then one 10-inch by 30-inch from each of the 2 fabrics.
Alright, once you have all those pieces cut out, it's time to make it a very long length, because you need a super long length for what we're going to do.
Now it's time to take the 3 strips and make them one really long strip. For the no-sew version, we'll take the end of the strips and cut fringes about 2 to 4 inches in length, and you're going to do this on the ends of 2 of the strips, and you're going to tie them together. And then you're going to do it on the end of the other strips and tie it together. Tie the fringe into a square knot and then trim the excess to the desired length. Once you have it all into one long length, roll it up into a ball. For the easy sew version, we're going to make the fabric one long length by just sewing the ends together. So if you're using the jersey knit, you're just going to sew the jersey knit ends together so the 3 strips are one long length. Or if you're sewing with cuddle fabric, there's one additional step. You're going to sew all the ends together, then you're going to fold it in half, right sides together, and you're going to sew together using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, so it's a long tube. Then you're going to turn it right side out.
Alright, so you have this big long length of scarf, and we're going to actually take a page from the Vikings. Yes, we're going to do something the Vikings actually did. And it's based on the concept of a lucet. And if you've never seen a lucet, it's basically a 2-pronged fork, 2-tined fork looking thing, and you weave in between these 2 tines. We're actually going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it on a much larger scale. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go around your house and look at the bottoms of your chairs and other things to find those 2-tine looking things, and that's what you're going to use to weave it on. I found that my mini ironing board actually had the perfect size. The wider apart the tines are, the bigger or looser the braid is going to be. So you might need to play around with it, like I tried it on a chair, I tried it on a stool, and I found that I like the braid most using my ironing board. So just look around your house and find something that is 2-pronged like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ball here, and I'm going to have it on the end. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let some of it just kind of hang down here. And then I'm going to start making figure 8s around these 2 tines, basically. So around one side, cross over, around the other side, cross over, so I'm making a figure 8. I'm going to do that 2 times, so there's 2 things on those sides. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bottom loop, okay, so that's the loop that's on the bottom, right here. I'm going to pull it up over and pull it down tight. I'm going to do that on the other side, pull it down tight. And then I'm going to come around and do another figure 8. okay? And then just repeat that. So on this side, up and over, on this side, up and over. And you might need to play with it a few times to get the tension right, to get the tension exactly how you want it. And actually, I'm going to pull this over here so I can show you better. Okay, and you're starting to do your weave. So we're just going to keep doing that. And once you get used to it, it goes pretty fast. So just over, and like I said, different tension. And also if you just want it looser or if you want it tighter, it's really up to you. Just play around with it. This is the fun part. And you can see just how cool it is that it's just making this weaved scarf for you. And you'll have this piece on the end, and you want this extra little piece to tie it off. Now to finish it off, I'll show you how to do that here in just a second. Finishing off is really very simple. And you'll come to sections where you've either tied it or sewn it, and just try to keep it as tight as possible so it can blend in with the braid. And you can just see how nice it is. You can also see why you want it the length you do. And see we're coming up to the end here, and I think I'll do one more. Nope, actually, I'm just gonna leave it just like that. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take these 2 loops to finish it off, like this. You're gonna take that length that you have left, you're gonna pull it through those 2 loops. Ta-da! And that is it. Just tie off the scarf how you want it, and you're good to go. Easy, easy. Would you believe a no-sew scarf could be that easy? And what I'm showing you is the one that I sewed together, but you could easily tie it together. You could even make those ties show just to give it a little more character. I think that could look pretty cool. But now you have this really cool woven scarf that you can tie off here. You could even do some knots on the end of this one just to give it some different personality. So that is the easy sew or the no-sew version. All right, now if you're doing the no-sew version of the scarf, you're finished. You just tie it in a knot and you're ready to go. But if you want to make the infinity scarf, or if you're using cuddle fabric, there's a couple extra steps that you'll want to do. Now I'm going to show you the one that has just a little bit of weaving on it, and is the sew version that's, an infinity scarf. Now one of the cool things about this is if you aren't liking how it's looking, it is just so easy to undo. So both the scarf and the t-shirt version of the scarf, just start pulling and you can undo it, and it's really, really fast and easy to fix. So, okay, so we're gonna do figure 8. So we're gonna hold this here, around and around, around and around. So we've got that figure 8, and then you take the bottom one up and over, pull it taut, and then bottom one, bottom loop, and over, pull it taut, and then figure 8 again. And then, like I said, just play with the tension and see how you like it. You can see how that weave is starting to come to life. And over, and over. And we'll do one more, maybe 2. I'll do one more. Oh, actually, we'll just do one. Okay, and then you're going to take those 2 loops, same thing as before, take the end, pull it through, tighten it down, and there you have your little braided section of the scarf. And then all you're going to do to finish this up is you're going to take this and you're going to sew
the ends together. And you can either do this by hand with a little blind stitch or whip stitch it, or you can sew as much as you can by machine and then sew the rest of the clothes shut by hand. So you want these two ends to come together. And then you'll have this nice infinity loop with a little bit of a braid in it, and you can just take it and loop it around a couple times, and just kind of gives it a different look, different type of scarf. And you're finished. You have a fun, funky looking scarf that is very different. It's got this cool braid. It's very artistic looking. It's just a fun and versatile scarf. And you can trade up how you want to do the braid to give it kind of a different look too. If you like this project, I have several others on my website, fleecefun.com, that I know you'll love. All my projects and tutorials are free, and many of them also come with a video tutorial, just like this one. Be sure to check out Fleece Fun also on Facebook and on Pinterest. You can also see me on Instagram. Once in a while I post a blooper from my videos there. Have a great day, and remember, velvet is pretentious, fleece is fun.